Hello, I am Queen Lily, and today we will be discussing everything that has to do with the presidential election, the VP candidates, um, and the two that's running for president, VP Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. So that's what we're discussing today. And we will also discuss Eric Adams and Rudy Giuliani. Those are the topics today. We only have 39 more days, 39 more days before the election. We don't have long. That's like 6 weeks. Yeah, about 6 weeks. And November 5th is election day. 39 more days, you all. I'm excited about this election. I hope you are. I hope you pick the best candidate that is fitted to be our president. Hey, I'm going to wait till more people come in and we'll get started, okay? Hey, Ruben, how you doing? Thank you for coming to my live. You doing okay this evening? As I stated, I will be discussing both of the candidates, VP Kamala Harris, Donald Trump, Eric Adams, and Mayor Giuliani. Eric Adams is the mayor now in New York, and Mayor Giuliani used to be the mayor in New York a couple years back. But he still think he's in the political world, but he got set down today because he was disbarred today. Mayor Giuliani, we're going to discuss that some more too. So you're doing amazing today, Ruben. That is good. God, thank you. God is great. We're having a lot of bad weather here in Atlanta, Georgia, and my internet kept going in and out. Let me make sure everything. Okay, I'm back. Because that's all I have to tell you. I've been having a lot of internet problems today because we're having such bad weather here in Atlanta. We're on the watch for the hurricane. So bear with me, you all. I appreciate each and every last one of you. Each and every last one of you are beautiful kings and queens to me. So bear with me. My internet is like really tripping today. It has a mind of its own in this weather. And it's been like raining so bad all day long. Bad weather. Hey Vera, how you doing? Thank you, Queen, for coming to my live. Yes, in Atlanta, it's bad right now. I'm hanging in there. Y'all keep me in your prayers. But the topics today are VP Kamala Harris, Donald Trump, Mayor Eric Adams, and ex-Mayor Rudy Giuliani. That's who we're talking about today. And it's a lot going on. They have set Mayor Giuliani down, ex-Mayor Giuliani down for New York. He is no longer able to practice law. He has been disbarred. I'm excited about that because that man is like such a horrible man. He speaks so much hate, and he's under Trump right now. You know, he's a Trump supporter, a major Trump supporter. But the way he puts out hate, I can't deal with it. I don't want to deal with hate in any form. But I'm so glad they have set him down and disbarred him. Hello, madam. Good morning from my Jakarta, Indonesia. Okay, sorry, my no speak. That's okay. Thank you for coming to my live. You are valued. Thank you. Thank you so much. You are valued. I appreciate each and every last one of you beautiful kings and queens for coming to my live. You are valued. I'm going to call your names and shout you out. Franklin, thank you for coming to my live. Mohammed, thank you for coming to my live. Visionary, thank you for coming to my live. MH, thank you for coming to my live. Queen Vera, thank you for coming to my live. King Ruben, thank you for coming to my live. And all you others, thank you for coming to my live. It is 41 of y'all in my chat. Please hit that like button. It is free. And you are valued for coming in here and celebrating with me because Mayor Giuliani has been barred, y'all. He has been barred. So we're going to get started. And, you know, we only have now 39 days before the election. Y'all, it's creeping up on us so fast. And I'm like, oh my God, time is just ticking away. Well, I'm ready. I already have chosen my candidate, and I hope you all have as well. So I'm ready. I will be voting early. I'm not waiting to November 5th. I'm actually going to vote early because I cannot wait. I'm the type of person, as soon as they tell me I can do something, I'm on it. I'm not going to procrastinate. So I want to let y'all know ahead of time. Bear with me because my internet has been acting up. We're having a hurricane weather here in Atlanta, Georgia. So just bear with me, okay? We're going to start with, like I told y'all, Mayor Giuliani, he has officially been disbarred in DC for his efforts to steal the 2020 election on Trump's behalf. He was once a mayor in New York. Yes, he was once a mayor in New York. So he was beneficial to Donald Trump because he had great connections. But he broke the rules in 2020 to help Donald Trump. Now we're just going to talk about Mayor Eric Adams briefly because this particular live is about VP Kamala Harris and Donald Trump because they are the two candidates. But I'm going to briefly talk about Eric Adams because that's what's going on now. He is the mayor of New York. He is caught in conspiracies. He has been indicted. Some of the things that he has done, I didn't even know he had did those things. Like he took money from the Turkish government. And when they came back, anytime somebody giving you something, oh, it's okay. It ain't always okay. So when they came back at him, they was like, you owe us. You need to do something for the Turkish government. So they was building sky rises in, in New York. And they came back at him and it was like, well, we need you. But the building was not, it couldn't pass the fire department inspections. But because he was a mayor of New York, he put pressure on the fire department to approve the building, which had a lot of fire hazards. That is dangerous. What he did was very dangerous, and he is in trouble today. But he took money from these people and never reported. When you are a politician, you're supposed to report when you're taking foreign money, any amount of money in. But he didn't do that. So I'm going to give y'all a rundown on him. What we know about Eric Adams' indictment. New York Mayor Eric Adams, federal program bribery, and to receive campaign contributions by foreign nations. Wire fraud, solicitation of a contribution by a foreign nation, solicitation of a contribution by a foreign nation, and bribery. Okay, Adams strongly denied any wrongdoing in a statement last night. He said, I am innocent. I will fight this with every ounce of my strength and spirit. I am innocent. That's what he said. And his administration, they are railing from multiple high-level resignations and at least 4 federal probes. His administration is railing from, okay, I read it. I'm sorry, you guys. Prominent voices from New York and national politicians, but political circles called on Adams to resign. He is not going to resign. And I can understand that much, you all, why he's not resigning, because he hasn't been found guilty. I wouldn't resign either. I'm going to be honest. We don't know for sure if he actually has done these things. So he's not going to resign. I can respect that. Why resign when you haven't been found guilty? But he has indictments and they have now pressed criminal charges. The FBI searched Adams' home, Gracie Mansions, this morning. And according to the video for NBC News, and multiple people familiar with the matter. Excuse me, y'all. I watched a couple more things today, and a lot of people saying he should step down. I don't necessarily feel that the mayor should step down, because when Donald Trump was taking money, this perfume is bothering my allergies, and they don't normally do that. It's weird. When Donald Trump was when he received allegedly money from Russia, they did nothing to him. Although he kept denying he has taken money from, what's his name, Hong Chung or something like that. Excuse me, as well. But Donald Trump didn't never step down from anything. So I can understand why Mayor Eric Adams is not stepping down. He accepted expensive flights to Turkey from the Turkish government and never report any of that. He stayed in the most expensive hotels, the St. Regis, or either it was a Four Seasons, I think it was the St. Regis, and they paid for all of that, but it was If they said it was over $10 million that he had taken from the Turkish government. That's a lot of money, and did not report it, and you're a politician. You supposed to report that when you're a politician, and he did not. So he's in major trouble. There's going to be more coming in about that situation with the mayor, his conspiracy. And I wonder, is it considered money laundering? It may not be, but he took money from that country. And then they wanted favors here in our country. So I'm going to play you all a video, okay? Bear with me. Just a moment.
Did you just pay with PayPal?
Yeah, and the cashback's wild.
Mayor Adams engaged in a long-running conspiracy in which he solicited and knowingly accepted illegal campaign contributions from foreign donors and corporations. As we allege, Mayor Adams took these contributions even though he knew they were illegal, and even though he knew these contributions were attempts by a Turkish government official and Turkish businessmen to buy influence with him. We also allege that the mayor sought and accepted well over $100,000 in luxury travel benefits from some of the same foreign actors who arranged many of the illegal campaign contributions. These benefits included free international business class flights and opulent hotel rooms in foreign cities. The mayor had a duty to disclose these gifts on his annual public disclosure forms so that the public could see who was giving him what. But as we allege, year after year after year, he kept the public in the dark. He told the public he received no gifts, even though he was secretly being showered with them. We allege that Adams accepted these benefits knowing that they were given to him because of his position. And in exchange for some of those improper benefits, he intervened in the New York City Fire Department's inspection process for a building owned and operated by the Turkish government, allowing it to open even though it had not passed the fire inspection. The corruption alleged in the indictment is, as I said, long-running. As we allege in the indictment, Adams' solicitation of illegal campaign contributions began in 2018. After he started raising funds for his 2021 mayoral campaign, he agreed to take contributions offered by multiple Turkish businessmen, several of whom he met in Turkey. Adams knew that these wealthy individuals could not legally donate in a U.S. election. Federal law clearly prohibits foreign donations. That's how we protect our elections from foreign influence. Yet Adams directed his staff to pursue this illegal money to support his campaign for mayor. And as we allege, Adams continued to pursue foreign money in secret well into 2021. And it didn't stop with his first campaign for mayor. As we allege, in 2023, the mayor rekindled these corrupt relationships, seeking more illegal campaign contributions from some of the same foreign sources to support his re-election campaign. Adams also took contributions that broke other laws. As we allege, he sought contributions from businessmen far in excess of what the law allowed. He also allegedly sought contributions from corporations, which are not allowed to contribute at all in New York City elections. Many of those illegal corporate contributions were organized by the same people who organized the illegal foreign contributions. And Adams allegedly disguised them all in the same way by accepting the money through so-called straw donors. A straw donor contributes someone else's money, hiding the money's illegal source, such as a foreign businessman, a corporation, or a wealthy New Yorker who has already contributed the maximum amount allowed. And as we allege, Adams circumvented all of these laws, taking contributions from exactly the sources the law prohibits, all to benefit his mayoral campaigns. Now, Adams also personally benefited from the illegal conduct alleged in the indictment. Adams solicited and accepted over $100,000 in luxury travel benefits for years from wealthy Turkish business people and at least one Turkish government official seeking to gain influence over him. Adams started accepting undisclosed luxury travel benefits at least as early as 2016. He took these benefits nearly every year through 2021. Here are some of the benefits that we uncovered during our investigation. In 2016, Adams flew to India through Turkey and received 2 free round-trip upgrades for business class seats. That's the highest class on Turkey's national airline. Those upgrades were worth more than $12,000, and none of it was publicly disclosed. In 2017, Adams accepted free business class tickets for himself and his travel companions to France, Turkey, and China. And he was put up in the Bentley suite in the St. Regis Hotel in Istanbul. All of that was worth more than $41,000, and none of it was publicly disclosed. Also in 2017, he flew to China, again, through Turkey, and accepted 2 free business class tickets for himself and a companion. Those were worth more than $16,000, and none of it was publicly disclosed. In 2018, he flew to Hungary, through Turkey, and accepted free upgrades for business class seats. Those were worth more than $12,000, and none of it was publicly disclosed. In 2019, he flew to Turkey and accepted a free upgrade to business class for his companion and a free stay in a lavish suite at the St. Regis Hotel in Istanbul. That was worth more than $9,000, and again, none of it was publicly disclosed. In 2021, Adams solicited business class tickets to Istanbul, stays at luxury hotels and resorts, yacht tours, and meals. As we allege, he asked to pay a nominal fee for all of this in order to disguise what we allege were in fact bribes. He canceled that trip at the very last minute, but the benefits that he solicited were worth more than $21,000. And later in 2021, Adams flew to Ghana, again, through Turkey, and accepted free business class ticket upgrades and other gifts while he was on a layover in Istanbul. Those benefits were worth more than $12,000, and just like all the other benefits I've just run through, none of it was publicly disclosed. Now, I want to be clear. These upgrades and freebies were not part of some frequent flyer or loyalty program available to the general public. As we allege, this was a multi-year scheme to buy favor with a single New York City politician on the rise, Eric Adams. Now, this is a chart with all of the undisclosed travel investigation. We just listed all out here. You see the year, 2016, 2017, 2017, 2018, 2019, and 2020. The destination, India all the way to Ghana. The benefits, the free upgrades or free tickets altogether, the hotel stays, and the value. And if you just sum up all the dollar amounts here, you get to more than $100,000. And of course, as I said before, every single trip that we list here was undisclosed. As we allege in the indictment, in addition to not disclosing these benefits, Adams sometimes created fake paper trails to try to cover up the travel benefits he solicited and received. Let me give you one example. Adams wrote emails to his staff suggesting he paid for his 2017 business class flights on the Turkish airline when, as we allege, he did not. Those flights were worth a lot of money. Just one ticket alone cost more than $10,000. But months after taking the flights, Adams wrote an email to a staff member and told the staff member that he had left cash in her desk drawer and that she should send the money to the Turkish airline to pay for a trip he had already taken. As the indictment makes clear, that's just a clumsy cover-up. Now, just because Adams received benefits for free, that doesn't mean that there weren't strings attached. As we allege, a particular Turkish government official behind many of the benefits Adams sought and accepted gave Adams all these things to gain influence over him. We allege that Adams knew that and took the benefits anyway. We allege that when the Turkish government official needed him, Adams also took corrupt official action in exchange for some of the luxury travel benefits. In 2020,
I'm gonna pause this a moment. L Music Galaxy, all YouTubers use other people's videos from YouTube. That is what I'm doing. If you do not like the way I operate on my channel, please leave. I no longer want you in my lives. Remove L Music because not all, but the vast majority of YouTubers do that. And it's fair use. Till, take him out of here. I don't want him ever in my chat again. Because the reason I know to do this because I watch other YouTubers do it. They just have better software. I'm new at this. Either you can bear with me and grow with me. It's totally up to you. And I want to say I thank each and every last one of you that's been on this journey with me for a month. And I finally got monetized. Thank you, God. I got monetized. I'm excited about it. And I'm going to shout some of you all out, then I'm going to go back to it, okay? Second comment, I'm 42 years young. I consider myself a good looking man from New York City. Be my partner. Thank you. It's a pleasure that you think of me that way. Andrew says, congrats you. Thank you. So if y'all would want to support my channel, you can now super chat me. I think it's super sticker as well, of whatever you may want to do. And I even have memberships as well. But I value each and every last one of you because I've been doing this now a month. And you all have shown me such great support. And when I woke up this morning and saw I was monetized, I was really excited. Teal, Queen Teal is my moderator. Thank you so much, Teal. You are valued. You are appreciated. Each and every last one of you are valued and are appreciated. Atomic Kamala, he says Kamala because she supports Ukraine. Jones, Charlie, that was removed. Thank you, Sanders, RN23. Thank you so much for the love and support. You are valued. Oh, you okay? I want to make sure I identify properly. Queen, thank you so much. Queen Sanders. Now let me know if I'm wrong, okay? Because the pictures are so small sometimes you can barely, see the face. So thank you. Atomic says, what is this, a Trump thing or a Kamala thing? It is about both candidates, but I am discussing what's going on in the political world currently. What is going on right now? What has been said today? Yes, please no spam. Kilo, thank you for coming to my live. I'm doing great. We're having a little bad weather here in Atlanta. We're on hurricane watch, but besides that, I'm doing great. Thank you. Mr. Crab Apple. Hi. He said, hi, sweetheart. Thank you so much. Hi, how are you? Thank you for coming to my live. And Vera, of course, my girl Vera, she's been with me since day one. Thank you, Queen Vera. Thank you so much. NERN, be safe in the weather. Thank you. I needed that. Thank you, because my internet been acting up and I got to go out and get groceries and the weather is bad already. But I should have been gotten groceries, but I had a lot going on. Jason said you should wait to vote, but put on November 3rd. If you vote early, that will give them a chance to change it. I'm not looking to change it. No, I'm voting early. I always vote early. I think only a couple times I actually vote on the actual day instead of early voting. Untainted Ministries. Jesus Christ died on the cross as atonement for your sins, and he loves you, and he ready for you to form a relationship with you and become saved. You may become saved. May God bless you. In all Christ's name we pray. Thank you. I need that. In God's name we pray. DC, thank you for coming to my live. JJ, thank you for coming to my live. Matthew Hibiscus, thank you for coming to my live. Franklin Banquest, thank you for coming to my live. Mohammed, thank you for coming to my live. Visionary, thank you for coming to my live. Ruben, been with me since day one too. Ruben Garcia has been with me since day one. I thank each and every one of you beautiful kings and queens. I'm going to get back to the video and we got lots more to talk about, okay? Thank you.
One, the Turkish government official was trying to open a brand new high-rise building in Manhattan that would house Turkey's consulate. There was significant time pressure because the Turkish official desperately needed the building to be open in time for a visit from Turkey's president. This building was important to the Turkish official, and it was important to Turkey. But the FDNY's fire safety professionals wouldn't let the building open because the building hadn't passed an inspection. And not just that. Some of the people at FDNY thought the building had so many issues and defects that the building was not safe to occupy. So the Turkish official sent word to Adams that it was, quote, his turn, unquote, to support Turkey. And as we allege, Adams delivered and pressured the fire department to let the building open. The FDNY professionals were convinced that they would lose their jobs if they didn't back down. And so they did. They got out of the way and let the building open. The Turkish official got what he wanted, and as we explained in the indictment, just 4 days after Adams held up his end of the bargain, he went right back to soliciting more travel benefits from the Turkish airline. Now, I want to make 3 things crystal clear. First, the conduct alleged in the indictment, the foreign money, the corporate money, the bribery, the years of concealment, is a grave breach of the public's trust. Public office is a privilege. We allege that Mayor Adams abused that privilege and broke the law. Laws that are designed to ensure that officials like him serve the people, not the highest bidder, not a foreign bidder, and certainly not a foreign power. These are bright red lines, and we allege that the mayor crossed them again and again for years. That is the only reason we are here today. Second, this investigation continues. We continue to dig, and we will hold more people accountable. And I encourage anyone with information to come forward and to do so before it is too late. And third, the Southern District of New York remains committed to rooting out corruption without fear or favor and without regard to partisan politics. We are not focused on the right or the left. We are focused only on right and wrong. That is our duty, and we will fulfill it. Now, today's charges are the product of a tremendous partnership. I want to thank our partners at FBI and the New York City Department of Investigation who have been with us every step of the way. And finally, I want to commend the outstanding career prosecutors from SDNY who are handling this case. Celia Cohen, Andrew Rohrbach, Hagan Scott, and Derek Wickstrom. And the chiefs of the public corruption. Even
Eric Adams is in big trouble, y'all. Oh boy. He just continued to keep taking money from the Turkish government. He has dug a hole for himself that he too will not be able to get out of. Like Mark Robinson. Politics today is very dirty. And I guess they probably always have been dirty. But I don't know, 2024 has started out where it's so many people are getting locked up. As they should if they break the law. But in the political world, it has always been dirty. I watched Donald Trump do so many things and say so many things, and we learned about him, but I feel like he wasn't punished. And he did the same thing with Russia, allegedly. But Mayor Adams, he's not stepping down. I don't know if they're gonna force him to step down, because there is someone that already in place to replace him. I think that's under him. But and I will be honest, I understand him not stepping down because he has not been found guilty of anything. Although they say they have the proof of everything, but you can't just tell him he got to step down unless they're gonna find a way to force him up out of there. That I don't know. Because like even with Mark Robinson, he's still deciding to stay running in this campaign for governor, which is the lieutenant governor now in North Carolina. So we got our hands full with all these politics and everything that's going on. But so now we're gonna just move on to our two favorite candidates, VP Kamala Harris and Donald J. Trump. I like to be honest, I am a Kamala Harris supporter and 10 walls. But in my chat, you can support your candidate, but we just got to be respectful. And as I always say, kindness goes a long way. So let's be kind to each other and not abuse each other in this chat, okay? Because for some reason, things can get really wacky in this chat. So I'm going to shout out some more people I've seen come in. Ethesius, thank you for coming to my live. Andrew, thank you for coming to my live. Jagger 65, thank you for coming to my live. Okay. Balls 89, thank you for coming to my live. So we're gonna go on and move on to VP Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. What I have seen, because I've been keeping up with the polls, VP Kamala Harris is ahead in many states than Donald Trump. But the goal is to get the delegates, because that's how you just really win this election. But for example, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, and Arizona are still, Donald Trump is 1 point ahead of her each of those states. But there's still a chance she could win, because when it was Joe Biden and Donald Trump, Biden was several points down from Donald Trump. Now VP Kamala Harris has come along. She's only 1 point behind him for Pennsylvania, North Carolina, and Arizona. But what's going to happen for her to win this election, she has to win the swing states. And I believe she can. And she could win Pennsylvania, she could win North Carolina, and she could win Arizona. But right now, Donald Trump is ahead of her in those particular states. But we still have the swing states that's available. We have the moderates and the independents that have not made their choice yet. She stands a chance of winning those swing states. So we're gonna watch about our VP Kamala Harris and Donald Trump, okay? But I'm gonna give you a rundown real quick as well. What's going on in the news today? Trump's talk about 2028. Former President Donald Trump states that if he doesn't win, he will not return to try to run in 2028. And with our VP Kamala Harris, she challenges Trump another debate, but Donald Trump has declined to debate her again. And if they do, it would be seen on CNN October the 23rd. But I understand why he would not do the debate again, because the last debate she handed him his behind. She whipped his butt. She mollywopped Donald Trump and mopped the floor with his toupee. That's what our girl Kamala Harris did. So I doubt he's gonna do the debate on October the 23rd on CNN. He's afraid. He's afraid. And some of y'all beg to differ. That is fine. Put it in the chat. Right now, as I stated, it's a tight race. VP Kamala Harris holds 50% support to Trump's 47% support. According to the last CNN polls, a difference just inside the typical margins of sampling error for a national poll. So if you put everything together, she's 50% of the support, and Donald Trump only has 47% of the American support. And the fallout in North Carolina, several top operatives on Republican Mark Robinson's campaign for governor have stepped down. The campaign announced Sunday in the aftermath of CNN report uncovering inflammatory comments he made on a PORN site more than a decade ago. So as we talked yesterday about Mark Robinson, he too has dug a hole for himself. And the Republicans, they are pulling away from him. But the only good thing that's helping him that Donald Trump has not pulled away from him. Donald Trump and JD Vance have not pulled away from him. And in Donald Trump's mind, he sees Mark Robinson like Martin Luther King. There's no comparison, because Martin Luther King was for everybody. All the people, like VP Kamala Harris, is for everyone. He wasn't about race baiting or anything like that. He was about love and unity, not division. And Mark is about taking us way back, because he too believes in Nazi, taking people back to slavery, all kind of nonsense that that affects women. The way he think about women is nonsense. So we're gonna get on to a couple of videos that have to do with both of our candidates, candidate VP Kamala Harris and ex-President Donald Trump.
America stands at a crossroads. On one side, a former president whose name is synonymous with controversy and populism. On the other, the first woman of color to hold the second highest office in the land, poised to make history yet again. As we head into the most consequential election of our time, the question is, which vision of America will prevail? Welcome to the Sagan Show. Today, we're diving into one of the most important political rivalries in modern American history, Kamala Harris versus Donald Trump. These two leaders, who couldn't be more different, are locked in a battle that transcends policy. It's a fight for the soul of the nation, one that has shaped and continues to shape America's future. From their meteoric rises to their defining moments in the 2020 election to the upcoming 2024 election showdown that could reshape the country, this rivalry is about more than politics. It's about who we are as a country and who we want to become. Let's explore this deeper. Before politics, Donald Trump was a symbol of wealth, success, and power. A real estate mogul turned reality TV star, his image was larger than life.
There is a new billionaire in town. Donald Trump is a major deal maker.
But in 2016, Trump shattered all expectations when he entered the political stage, running as an outsider. His message was simple but effective. He would drain the swamp, fight the establishment, and return power to the people.
I will bring it back. Bigger and better and stronger than ever before, and we will make America great again.
His unfiltered rhetoric and populist message struck a chord with millions of Americans who felt abandoned by the political elite. Trump wasn't just running for president, he was leading a movement. He spoke directly to the anger and frustration of everyday Americans who felt ignored by Washington. His rise wasn't just about politics, it was a direct challenge to the system itself. Meanwhile, Kamala Harris's journey was entirely different. Born to immigrant parents from Jamaica and India, Harris's upbringing was rooted in activism and social justice. She forged her path through the legal system, rising from prosecutor to California's attorney general, where she earned a reputation for being tough but fair. Her election to the U.S. Senate in 2016 brought her national attention, especially with her sharp questioning during Senate hearings. Harris's path was one of hard work and determination. While Trump represented wealth and media power, Harris's rise symbolized the American dream, persistence, resilience, and a commitment to justice. She wasn't just a political figure, she was someone who understood the complexities of the legal system and the power structures in America. Trump's presidency from 2017 to 2021 was one of the most divisive in American history. His policies on immigration, trade, and race relations sparked protests across the country. His America First platform resonated with millions.
As President of the United States, I will always put America first.
But his presidency also alienated large swaths of the population, particularly with his handling of the COVID-19 pandemic and his controversial rhetoric on race. For many, Trump was a hero, a figure who finally stood up to political correctness in the coastal elite. For others, he was a symbol of everything wrong with the country, a man whose divisive language and policies were tearing the nation apart. Whether you loved him or hated him, Trump commanded the stage and made it clear that he wasn't backing down. On the other side, Kamala Harris entered the 2020 Democratic primaries with high hopes and even higher expectations. Her presidential campaign, though short-lived, was marked by a series of powerful debate performances that showcased her sharp wit and readiness to take on anyone, including Joe Biden.
But Vice President Biden, do you agree today that you were wrong to oppose busing in America? Then, do you agree?
Her campaign faltered, but she left an indelible mark on the race, positioning herself as a progressive force to be reckoned with. Kamala Harris may not have won the nomination, but she emerged as a key player for the Democrats. And when Joe Biden tapped her as his running mate, the stakes of the 2020 election reached new heights. Her historic candidacy as the first Black and South Asian woman on a major party ticket electrified the race. Trump immediately went on the offensive, branding Harris as nasty and questioning her qualifications and background in ways that many saw as racially charged and sexist.
And you know what? Our country needs a very smart person. And I don't think she's a very smart person.
Yet Harris stood her ground. During the vice presidential debate with Mike Pence, she delivered a line that resonated with millions. Mr. Vice President, I'm speaking.
Mr. Vice President, I'm speaking. I'm speaking.
It wasn't just a moment, it was a declaration. Harris's calm yet assertive response to Trump and Pence's attacks solidified her image as someone who could hold her own in the face of relentless criticism. It was a moment that symbolized her strength and her ability to confront the chaos head on. The 2020 election didn't end quietly. Trump refused to concede, launching baseless claims of voter fraud.
This is a fraud on the American public. This is an embarrassment to our country.
That culminated in one of the darkest days in American history, the January 6th Capitol riot. His refusal to accept defeat fractured the country even further, and for many it was a moment that tested the very fabric of American democracy. On January 6th, the world watched in horror as the Capitol was stormed. Democracy itself seemed to hang by a thread, and the images of that day were seared into the minds of Americans. For Trump, this moment defined the end of his presidency, but for Kamala Harris, it marked the beginning of something new. While the Capitol was under siege, Kamala Harris was preparing to make history as the first female vice president and the first woman of color to hold that office.
I I know Donald Trump is tight.
The contrast between Trump's defiance and Harris's historic moment couldn't have been more stark. Even after leaving office, Donald Trump has continued his assault on Kamala Harris. Whether it's her handling of immigration, her focus on the administration's economic recovery efforts, Trump hasn't let up. He has repeatedly criticized her for what he calls her radical left agenda, framing her as embodiment of the progressive policies his base fears. For Trump, attacking Harris isn't just about policy, it's about symbolism. She represents everything his movement opposes: multiculturalism, progressivism, and a vision of America that prioritizes equity and inclusion. For Trump supporters, but for Harris, the fight is about more than just political differences. It's about building an America that reflects its diverse population. As vice president, Harris has been handed some of the most challenging tasks, leading efforts on immigration reform, addressing systemic racism, and ensuring voting rights for all Americans. Many of the issues she's tackling are deeply intertwined with undoing the policies Trump put in place. Harris has been tasked with some of the toughest issues facing the nation, and she's done so knowing full well that every step she takes is being scrutinized by Trump and his supporters. But her commitment to justice and progress hasn't wavered. Now, with the 2024 election on the horizon, this rivalry is about to reach its peak. Joe Biden has stepped aside, and Kamala Harris has officially taken the Democratic nomination, setting the stage for a direct rematch with Donald Trump, who is determined to reclaim the presidency. The stakes couldn't be higher. This isn't just an election, it's a battle for the future of America. The upcoming 2024 election isn't just another race for the White House, it's a defining moment for the nation. Trump's comeback campaign is rooted in the same populist, nationalist message that propelled him to victory in 2016, while Harris is running on a platform that champions progress, inclusivity, and justice. This race is about more than politics. It's about the soul of the country. The first debate between Harris and Trump, held on September 10, 2024 in Philadelphia, was explosive. Harris zeroed in on issues like reproductive rights, gun control, and climate change, while Trump leaned heavily on immigration and the economy, reigniting his America First message. The stakes were palpable, and post-debate polls showed Harris gaining ground, particularly among independents and suburban voters. This debate marked a pivotal moment in the election. For many, Harris's performance was a reminder of her ability to speak to the critical issues facing the country, while Trump supporters saw a return to the rhetoric that once energized them. But this race is far from over. As of mid-September, polling shows a tight race, with Harris holding a slight lead nationally, but facing stiff competition in crucial battleground states like Georgia, Nevada, and North Carolina. Trump's base remains fiercely loyal, but Harris's focus on expanding her coalition, particularly among young voters, minorities, and women, could be the key to her victory. Every vote matters. In this election, swing states will be the deciders, and Harris's ability to connect with voters in these regions will be critical. Trump is doubling down on his rural base, while Harris is reaching out to urban and suburban voters. The outcome will be razor thin, and every campaign stop, every speech could tip the scales. At its core, this rivalry between Trump and Harris isn't just about policy, it's about the identity of America. Trump's base sees him as a defender of traditional values, a bulwark against globalization and the liberal elite. Harris, on the other hand, represents a future that is diverse, inclusive, and progressive. This election is about more than just policy differences. It's about the kind of America we want to live in. Trump represents a return to nationalism, traditionalism, and a rejection of the multiculturalism that has shaped America's evolution in recent decades. Harris stands for progress, equality, and a vision of the country that reflects its diversity and complexity. The media has played a significant role in amplifying this divide. Trump has consistently framed the mainstream media as biased against him, while Harris has been both celebrated and criticized for her role in the Biden administration. As the election draws nearer, the spotlight on both candidates will only intensify. And so, as we approach November, one thing is clear. This isn't just another election. It's a referendum on what kind of America we want to be. Will Donald Trump stage a comeback and redefine his political legacy? Or will Kamala Harris shatter the highest glass ceiling and become the first female president in U.S. history? The stakes couldn't be higher, and the future of America hangs in the balance. This rivalry is about more than just two candidates. It's about the very soul of the nation. Thank you for joining us on The Sagan Show. Be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. Who do you...
It's about the soul of the nation. What do you all feel the soul of the nation is? For me, I feel that the soul of the nation is peace, joy, happiness, unity, no division. And that's what VP Kamala Harris and Tim Walz are bringing to the table for this election. Although a lot of you may feel differently because you care about your candidate, and I respect that. But he has a lot of rhetoric. He's a candidate that's like a maniac. He speaks of division. He speaks of hate. He speaks of destroying other races, cultures. For example, which we have talked about previously. For example, he speaks that he's want to send the Haitians to Venezuela. They are not from Venezuela. They are Haitian people from Haiti. So he doesn't make sense when he speaks 100. I said it was not true. The things he's stating about VP Kamala Harris, a vast majority of the things that he said about her are not true. So I'm gonna read some of y'all comments and I'll get back to my notes, okay? Tia said, I have looked it up. You Googled it. I don't know who she was speaking with, but okay. Hold on. I'm trying to catch in this moving while I'm trying to read y'all comments. Hold on, okay. All X88 at Tia, I'm going to change. Y'all, these comments are moving fast. I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me find it. Where did it go that quick? Bear with me, you guys, because the comments are moving fast. I got to find that comment because I wanted to read it. Oh, well, I can't get it. It moved that fast. But I'm trying to read more of you all's comments, but it gets to moving fast and I don't get to read it. Okay. Hey, Bianca, what's up, Queen? How you doing this evening? Thank you for coming to my live. Samuel Dice said, hi, Lily, give me some of that brown sugar. Oh, you like this brown sugar? You like what God blessed me with? Thank you. So, as it stated, they gave y'all the background on each candidate, Donald Trump and VP Kamala Harris, which I have done that as well. But I'm going to give you the list of things again to try to sway you to come on our team, the winning team. So I'm going to give you that list again, okay? Hold on one moment. Let me take a sip of water, too, because when you talk a lot, your mouth gets dry. How y'all doing this evening? Oh, y'all having bad weather? Bianca, no, we having bad weather here in Atlanta. She lives in Atlanta as well. But we having bad weather here. Hold on one moment, y'all. I'm going to show y'all a photo of VP Kamala Harris that y'all keep saying that her father is not a black man. That is definitely a black man. VP Kamala Harris' father is a black man. And y'all keep saying he's an Irish man. No, sir. That's definitely a black man. I beg to differ with you all because this is definitely not an Irish man. This is a Jamaican black man. I'm going to show you her mother. This is her mother, who is was an Indian. Her mother was a scientist. This is VP Kamala Harris when she was a child. We're gonna piggyback back to Mayor Eric Adams for a moment. This tells me a lot. Look at this photo of Mayor Eric Adams. This photo tells me a lot. What does this photo tell you all? But when we saw the video from CNN, what Diddy had done to Cassie, then Mayor Eric Adams decided to take Diddy's key to the city back. Diddy is sitting in a jail cell right now. And now all of a sudden, the feds went to Mayor Eric Adams' home this morning. It happened so fast. It makes me wonder, has Diddy started bumping his gums? Is Diddy sitting in that jail cell bumping his gums? Is Diddy talking? Because I remember they said that more indictments were going to come. So I'm curious to know, Yeah, they are friends. Yes, they are. And it was stated that allegedly Mayor Eric Adams only give his friends keys to the city for special favors. This photo really make me think. That's something that caught my attention, y'all. I want to show y'all. I was like, okay, that's something. Again, we have what? 39 days before election day. 39 days. Make sure you know everything you need to know about your candidate. And who are the candidates? VP Kamala Harris and ex-president Donald J. Trump. Those are our political candidates for this election. Again, we have 39 days left. Choose your candidate wisely. Pick the candidate that's for everyone, not a candidate that's for division, because we are the United States. That means we stick together as a country. Okay? Are y'all feeling good about this election? What is your thoughts on this election? Please state it in the comments and I'll go read them, okay? And a lot of people they ask and they state that we are better off than 4 years ago. I'm gonna show you a video and then you need to think about that again. I'm gonna show you this. Are we actually, this is not a video, are we actually better off than what we were 4 years ago? Do y'all not recall what 4 years ago was like? That was just 4 years ago. And honestly, I feel we are in a better position because Joe Biden and VP Kamala Harris are working on rebuilding our economy. And our company is not a SHIT whole country. We are a country that's built of many faces, vast colors, many people and cultures. We are the United States. That's what makes the United States. Hold on, I'm gonna play
Give
this
me a
for
valid
you.
reason as to why they're voting for Kamala Harris.
A valid reason would be that she hasn't been held legally responsible for abuse, defamation, and fraud. She doesn't have 34 felonies. She didn't try to undermine our American democracy for the past years with no sufficient evidence to indicate that she won. She also supported and influenced to get past the bipartisan infrastructure bill, the CHIPS and Science Act, the PACT Act, the Inflation Reduction Act, the largest investment in renewable energy, the $35 cap on insulin for seniors. She had the most tie-breaking votes out of any vice president in the last 200 years, including the nomination of Ketanji Brown Jackson, the first black woman on the Supreme Court, and the Inflation Reduction Act.
So far, the only two that I've heard is because she's a woman and she's black.
Those aren't the only reasons people are bringing up. Those are just the reasons that you're listening to.
I want a woman that's known for using her mouth to get to the positions that she's in. And I don't mean public speeches.
This is just blatant misogyny. She has no reason to believe this. There's no good evidence that indicates this. And even if it were true, so what? Why not blame the system that set up these particular conditions that in order for a woman to get in the position that she is, that she'd have to engage in such acts? It's always blame the victim. It's never blame the system.
But then again, based off the morals of the women of the left, not surprising.
Says the one who's voting for someone who brags about walking in the changing rooms at naked teenage girls because he quote-unquote owns the place. Says he has sex in common with his daughter when she says real estate and golf. Says he would date his own daughter if it wasn't his daughter. Calls his daughter voluptuous. Says yeah to Howard Stern, calling his daughter a piece of ass.
But I'm not going to vote for someone just because they've got a cooch. Especially one that is pro-defund the police
Convicted felon.
and open border.
What open border policy? Y'all just make...
Please just give me a valid reason as to why they're voting for Kamala Harris.
A valid reason would be that she hasn't been held legally responsible for abuse, defamation...
Valuable points. Like the young man says, she doesn't have 34 felonies. That's good enough for me. He stated more than just that. But people love to say, well, she was on her knees. That's how she got to where she got to. That's not true. She went to college. She graduated from Howard University. She went to law school and she graduated. So I don't know why. And she worked her way up. She just didn't become VP and now she's running for president. That's not how it goes. It's just not. Donald Trump was lucky because people was excited about having a reality star running for president. He's rich and famous, so he got to run for president, and a lot of people voted him in. He had more electoral votes than Hillary Clinton, which I voted for Hillary Clinton. I did. That's just how it goes sometimes. People vote for things you least expect them to vote for, but it happens. Hold on. Thank you for coming to my live. All of you are beautiful kings and queens, and you are valued. Thank you for coming to my live, and I'm going to show y'all another video. One moment. Just a moment. Thank you for your patience as well. I'm a little nervous, but I'm excited. I don't know what it is. I'm excited. I pray about this election. I've been praying about it. We must.
Hey everyone. So the team decided to do a fun competition. If you're able to make a donation today, even
Hold
if
on,
it's just
y'all.
a few dollars, and if you're selected, then Governor Tim Walz and I get.
We do have new polls from 3 key battleground states. The latest Marist poll of likely voters in Arizona finds former President Donald Trump ahead of Vice President Kamala Harris 50% to 49%.
Of course, the New York Times Siena poll had Donald Trump up 73 points a couple of days ago.
It's the same
Shocking
story
it was an outlier.
with likely voters in Georgia, where the latest Marist poll from there also finds Trump ahead 50 to 49%.
1 point. Okay.
North Carolina, Trump and Harris deadlocked 49% each. All of these polls fall within their margins of error.
Really, it is shocking news. We should put breaking news at the bottom here. This election is tied. And I will say, I'm almost getting the feeling, I don't want anybody to throw tomatoes at me. I almost get the feeling that if Joe Biden had somehow managed to stay in the race, it would still be tied. Donald Trump's numbers aren't moving. It's just how many people eventually find their way back to the Democratic Party.
Yeah, it sure looks that way. There was also some Emerson polls that just came through, by the way, that showed Texas is within 5 points. I mean, obviously a long shot for a Democrat, and that Colin Aldred is hanging very close to Ted Cruz in that Senate race, which has become fascinating. Also, that in places when Joe Biden was on the ticket, and this might be the difference, that we're starting to look like they might be in play for Donald Trump, that they have now gone back, sort of reverted to the mean, that Kamala Harris in Virginia, for example, is up by 8 or 9 points this morning. So maybe that's the difference there. But yeah, you're right. It's going to be neck and neck. Donald Trump has his people locked in. He was making a speech in North Carolina yesterday about the economy. It was more of the same. It was at a pipe manufacturing plant near Charlotte. He spoke for over an hour, veering off course as he does. At one point, went on a long tangent about his personal experiences of buying furniture in North Carolina, prompting even Fox News to cut away from his speech.
North Carolina was once the beating heart of American manufacturing. I know it very well. I was here many times to buy furniture for buildings. I'd come and I'd look, and there was nobody like the craftsmen of North Carolina. It was filled with companies like this one and known everywhere for its incredible craftsmanship and skill. I know from personal experience, though, that I was a big buyer. I bought a lot of things here. That there was no place for furniture in particular, like North Carolina. You were the furniture capital of the world, but now so much of that business has been stolen from you and is made in China and other places. And by the way, it's not as good. The quality is nowhere near. You made furniture. You bought a chair. It was good for 30 years. You buy some of these chairs that they sell you now, they break after about 2 months. People are laying on the floor, suing you for giving a bench. Then on top of it all, our government keeps them out. Then on top of it all, you get sued because they fell out of a chair at a hotel. Boy, oh boy, you made the best product. You made the best furniture. After the twin betrayals of NAFTA, which I ended, and China's entry into the WTO, World Trade, North Carolina lost over 300,000 manufacturing jobs quickly, including 60% of its furniture manufacturing jobs, and that number was going up until I came along. All right, we're going to continue to.
Okay, y'all. There he go talking about China and how he's putting everything on VP Kamala Harris and President Joe Biden. Donald Trump, I showed y'all videos. He has his sneakers made in China. Those gold knockoff red bottoms that he are selling to his MAGA fans. They're made in China. You can go to Temu and get them for $24.99, $25, instead of paying him $399 on Truth Social. Okay, he has the silver coin made. You can get that on Temu too, which he has everything made in China. Why pay what $100 for that coin when you can go on Temu and get it for, and it's the same thing, $10.99. Now he always speaking about things that have to do with China, and it wouldn't have been that way. The cost of trade and all that. You all, because of him, it is that way. It is that way because of Donald Trump. He caused this to happen. So I'm gonna get back to it.
We carried this speech in its entirety for almost an hour and a half yesterday. We're told that the rest of the speech will very much echo what we heard yesterday.
Will echo buying furniture in North Carolina. Willie, the thing that we have to grasp here is that this race is still tied. Yeah. I mean, you look at that. Yeah, wait, this is we're tied. That guy, Mr. Shark, Mr. Hannibal Lecter, Mr. And I will say, I moved to amend my previous remarks. You bring up some great points.
Another point I want to make. Y'all know darn well that Donald Trump has not been in a furniture store. A man of his caliber and with the money that he has never stepped his foot into High Point, North Carolina and bought their furniture, because a lot of the furniture is made in High Point, North Carolina. They make excellent furniture in High Point, North Carolina. Donald Trump has not. He will say anything to win your vote. He's making those statements just to get y'all vote. That is simply what it is. But we'll go on. We're going to go on to the next thing because time is ticking away. So this is a video. Not the last two, but this video has got to do with VP Kamala Harris, okay? Oh, I showed that already. Sorry about that. I didn't realize I showed that one already. Let's see. I showed that one already. So I'm going to, this video states about she needs to win, to win the swing states. The swing states are important because you have to get the undecided, the moderates. That's what you have to do, or you're going to lose. I do not want VP Kamala Harris to lose. Hold on, okay? Give me a moment. And this particular video is from Midas Touch. Please go and subscribe to Midas Touch. I have subscribed to their channel. I've been watching them for months, and everything they put out is factual. So give them your subscribe. Please subscribe to Midas Touch Network, okay?
I met Jen after she was ghosted by an ex. It took her
Hold on,
years
I gotta
to get
stop
over
this
it,
commercial.
and he just
One
popped
moment.
back into her life. Looking for answers, she found my advisor profile.
Something big is happening in Florida, folks. I have not seen the kind of energy that we are currently seeing in Florida in well over a decade, maybe since Barack Obama won the Sunshine State in 2012. There's an absolutely seismic shift happening on the ground as pro-democracy coalitions rise up to say, we are not going back. Recently, we did this report on what is happening in Florida after a new poll from Bullfinch dropped, showing that Kamala Harris is only down 1 to Donald Trump in the Sunshine State.
I love you too, Ruben. Thank you. Y'all hit the like button for me, please. Please hit the like button.
Now, after we posted our report, we were flooded by so many stories in the comments, by the thousands, regarding the mass exodus happening in Florida of pro-democracy people rising up and saying that they are done with this MAGA Republican Party and they are done with Donald Trump. So I wanted to share some of these comments with you, and I wanted to encourage you to post your own comments comments in this video if you live in the state or in red areas or anywhere around the country. Let us know what you are seeing on the ground about people standing up against Donald Trump and saying enough is enough. My name is Brett Meiselas with the Midas Touch Network. Remember to hit the subscribe button. We are on our way to 3.5 million subscribers here at the Midas Touch Network, thanks to you. Okay, let me go through some of these comments. These are absolutely incredible, folks. JJS Lied says, comment from my friend. I'm a Jewish American voter in Florida, and I want to be responsible for Trump losing the 2024 election. Absolutely love that. Thank you for sharing.
Good evening, Miss
Tammy
Bugs.
says,
How you
I've been
doing,
saying this
Queen?
for months, seeing less Trump flags and decked out trucks in my rural area of Florida. I'm very hopeful 2 important ballot measures will help get more souls to the polls here, and I believe she is referring to the marijuana initiative and the abortion rights initiative, which are on the ballot this November in Florida. That's something we're hearing a lot about also, that people are seeing far fewer Trump flags out there, Trump trucks out there, and in fact, we've seen a lot of people sending photos of Kamala trucks and Kamala flags out there in Florida, noting this shift that is happening on the ground. Eric Brush writes, I'm in Florida. I'm voting blue across the board. Scott and DeSantis are on the way out. Trump is on the way out. Florida is in play. Hopefully we can go full blue with a blue heart. Ariel says, I'm a 50-year-old man living in Florida for 44 years, voting for Kamala. So is my wife, our family, and friends also voting for Harris. Stephen Seltzer writes, I'm a Republican that lives in Florida and will be voting straight blue across the ballot. Now, we're seeing this idea of Republicans crossing over party lines to vote for Kamala Harris happen across the country. And so I wanted to share this video that we found featuring Pennsylvania Republican voters. These are voters who are speaking about how the Kamala Harris campaign is courting Republicans and moderates in this election, and this is what they have to say about the campaign's outreach. I found this incredible to hear. Watch.
The Republicans for Harris, but what do you make of the Harris campaign trying to be a bit more bipartisan than their approach?
I like that if they're genuine about it and listening to both sides and hearing what the people really want. And there's a lot of really important issues out there.
Yeah, I've never been a part of something like this where the opposite, like I said, the opposite parties coming in and saying, "Yeah, man, we're gonna do a little event for you. We're gonna make you feel welcome. We're gonna hear you out." And I'm really happy that the Harris campaign is reaching out to Republicans like myself.
That's the
If you work for
Oh, that's a commercial, y'all. Let me, one moment, okay?
Hey, this thing's cool. This machine is so cool.
That's the thing. Americans of all stripes, whether you're Republican or Democrat or independent, whatever you consider yourself, those labels simply do not apply right now. It is the pro-democracy coalition against whatever the heck this MAGA thing is. Okay, let's get back into the comments. Linda Whitehead writes, my son and his wife are in Florida and are voting blue. My granddaughter sang Kamala, Kamala, Kamala with her girlfriends at a birthday party. They can't vote, but it does tell you something. LS Jack 72 writes, I live in St. Augustine, Florida, and I will be voting for Harris. Ingrid Milford writes, I can't help it. I'm an old lady, but every time I see Americans honking and gathering in the streets with American flags, all for Kamala, my eyes fill with tears. I'm so overwhelmed with joy to see this unity for democracy. Love the Canadian. I love seeing Canadians commenting on what's going on down here. Even they can feel the energy, and we are seeing that in Florida and across the country. Hot Mess Jess writes, voting blue in Florida. Rosie Things writes, I wouldn't be surprised if he loses Florida. My Cuban American friends who normally vote Republican are up in arms about his threat of deportation of those who have been here their whole lives, and they're right to be scared. Donald Trump and J.D. Vance in recent weeks have taken aim at the Haitian community, for example, in Springfield, Ohio. And I want to remind everybody that the Haitian community in Springfield, Ohio is there legally. But that's not stopping Donald Trump and J.D. Vance from saying that they want to deport the legal Haitians who live in Springfield, Ohio to other countries. And at one point, Donald Trump said he wanted to deport them to Venezuela for some reason. Watch this.
No, I will. Maybe Springfield, maybe Aurora, maybe both. We'll go there. I can say this, we will do large deportations from Springfield, Ohio. Large deportations. We're going to get these people out. We're bringing them back to Venezuela. You know, he told Biden he's not accepting anybody back. They moved all their criminals Not all of them, but the rest are moving in now.
Are you interested in having hair that grows faster, stronger, and longer?
Okay, we're
Visibly
gonna
different
skip
volume,
that.
experiencing
I'm gonna read some of y'all comments because I just saw something somebody put in the chat just now. JB says make believe energy. Harris couldn't manage a fast food restaurant. How ridiculous you sound, because I'm quite sure you do not even have the education that VP Kamala Harris has. What I'm going to do to make things easier, I'm going to go back and read again. I was going to do it from the beginning. And sometimes I get tired of having to keep reading her history to y'all and running down what she has done since she's been VP. But since you want to go there, Queen Lily is going to take you there. But let me put my crown on my head before I do that. I'll be right back because I'm going to have to read somebody tonight. Which crown is the better crown? Which crown should I wear? Should I wear this crown? Tell me which crown is the better crown. Hold on. Or should I put on, hold on. Because I feel like a little royalty need to be in here tonight because I got monetized. So I'm celebrating I have gotten monetized. So if y'all would like to support my channel, you can with super chats. And I'm going to go ahead tomorrow and I'm going to go back to, I may even come live later on StreamYard later. So which one do y'all think best? This crown or this crown? Tell me which crown I need to put on before I read our girl VP Kamala Harris her bio, because y'all keep coming for her saying, I even got people that comment on my community page that she couldn't run a restaurant. You guys, y'all don't even have the education that she has. I don't have the education. The lady is well equipped. She has the credentials. She's done the work. So I'm gonna give you her history again, because for some reason y'all love to come up in this chat and just try to take away anything that VP Kamala Harris has done. It doesn't make sense. You can't erase history and you can't erase her accomplishments. That you definitely can't do. So I'm going to give you a good rundown because right now she's actually ahead in the polls and Donald Trump is behind her. So it makes sense when you speak. Thank you so much, Ruben. Thank you for the super chat. Hold on. Thank you for that. So I'm going to do a good rundown again about our VP Kamala Harris. I put her on the cover of my magazine, Queen Magazine. I'm going to show you all, which is on my community wall. So if you would like to purchase a magazine, if you're a VP Kamala Harris supporter, you can purchase the magazine, Queen Magazine, with her on the cover. This is my magazine. I own this magazine, Queen Magazine. This is VP Kamala Harris. So I did an article on her. I wrote an article for VP Kamala Harris, and I'm going to read the article to you all, okay? And then I'm going to give a rundown of her accomplishments that she has done since she has been VP. She has done so many things. Before she was VP, she was already doing these things. Okay, I'm going to show y'all her article. This is her article that I wrote about VP Kamala Harris. This is her accomplishment since what she has done since she's been in the White House as our VP of the United States of America. Okay, I'm going to read her article. And I'm going to read it quickly, okay? Kamala Harris is the Vice President of the United States. She fights for the people. When you know what you stand for, you know what to fight for. She is not fighting for the highest office. It's the Oval Office. I'm not going to read certain things you already know about. I'm not going to read. I'm just going to skip on it. She has always been fighting for the people. There's nothing new for VP Kamala Harris. She was sworn in the United States Senate in 2017, where she campaigned to fight for hunger, provide rent relief, improve maternal health care, expand access to capital for small businesses, revitalize America's infrastructure, and combat the climate crisis. She was born in Oklahoma, California. As a daughter of immigrants, she grew up surrounded by a diverse community and a loving extended family. Her mom was a breast cancer scientist and pioneered in her own right who came to the U.S. from India at the age of 19 and then received her doctorate the same year that Kamala was born. Kamala Harris and her sister Maya were so inspired by their mom. Kamala is a proud daughter of immigrant parents. Both of her parents were active in the civil rights movement. As a young child, she attended civil rights marches with her parents. She graduated from Howard University and the University of California Hastings College of Law. She married Doug Hefnoff, a lawyer, in 2014. They both have paved the way for greater with their blended family of 2 children, Ella and Cole. Kamala is now campaigning for the big seat in the Oval Office. She will win. She is a winner. I have always believed you must speak things into existence. President Kamala Harris. Now I'm going to give y'all a rundown on her accomplishments since she has been in the White House as our VP. I'm going to give you just a couple because there's a lot to read. And I have read this numerous times on here. And people still want to say, but what has she done? She has done so much for this country. And y'all just want to tear this woman down because of what your candidate that hasn't done much for the company. And he made about what the country can do for him. Kamala Harris is about what can I do for my country? What can I do for the people? That should be what it's about. Okay, I'm about to read it, Jeff. Jeff says she has done nothing. Bless your soul, because I'm about to run down some of the things that she has done. And you don't have to believe it. It's factual that she did these things. It's factual. She doesn't have 34 felonies. But who has 34 felonies? Your candidate, Donald Trump, has 34 felonies. That's who has 34 felonies. And he hasn't done any of these things that she has done. He didn't go to law school. He didn't even go to, just let me read off, okay? She cast tie-breaking vote for American Rescue Plan in 2021. She passed the American Rescue Plan, resulting in $1 trillion in economic stimulus. Extended the child tax credit through the American Rescue Plan. Extended unemployment benefits through American Rescue Plan. And why was that beneficial? It was beneficial because your president, Donald Trump, let me take a sip of water. Your president, Donald Trump, because of the pandemic, we were out of work. And they had to extend the unemployment benefits in the rescue plan. The unemployment benefits, she did that. Donald Trump messed it up for everybody. So when they came in office, they had to fix things. We were in dire states. This country was going down because of Donald Trump. He did not handle the pandemic properly. She secured funding for electric school buses in the infrastructure bill. She's been doing stuff with infrastructure even when she was not VP. Give her her credit. Give her her flowers. She deserves it. Secured funding to combat wildfires and droughts in the infrastructure bill. Donald Trump doesn't believe in any of that. He said that he will let California burn because he doesn't like the government there. It's a lot of people in Hollywood he does not like. And Hollywood, California, is a blue state. So he doesn't care about them. Secure funding for replacing lead water service lines. That is something we need. We do not need to drink water with lead in it. She has done that. Engage with lawmakers at least 150 times for infrastructure investment. He doesn't want to spend money into our infrastructure, you all. Led diplomatic mission to Guatemala and Mexico to address migration issues. And he says she hasn't done anything for that, but she has. Launched a Fight for Reproductive Freedoms tour. She did that. What Donald Trump want to do with our reproductive women, what do he want to do? He want to have control over it. So that's why they got the P2025. She visit Planned Parenthood clinics in Minnesota. passed the C-19 Hate Crimes Act. She did that. But Donald Trump let the C-19, the pandemic, unalive a lot of our family members. He would not tell us what was going on, and a lot of our people are gone. Promoted radical equality in the pandemic response through specific incentives. Chaired the National Space Council. Passed the Freedom to Vote Act in the House. Passed the John Lewis Voting Rights Achievement Act in the House. Built coalition for voting rights protection. Right now, we need that voting right protection really bad, especially in the state of Georgia. They have made it where they're going to have to hand count our votes. They're doing that to try to stop our vote. And as I showed y'all videos and photos, they even have people at the drop-off boxes, not allowing you to put your early votes into the box. They're telling you to put them in their bags. They're destroying the votes. And that's in benefit of Donald Trump. Expanded healthcare coverage through policy incentives. Healthcare is important. That is something that P25, 2025 is going to take away. Your grandparents may not have their Medicaid anymore. They're going to take away their Social Security as well. Supported the Affordable Care Act through specific policy measures. Expanded healthcare coverage through policy incentives. Passed incentives for debt-free college education. Hosted a STEM event for women and girls at the White House. Championed criminal justice reform through specific legislation. Secured passage of bipartisan assault pow ban. That's a big issue right now. People don't want to give up those kind of pow-pows. And because y'all are allowing your president to allow this to happen, because he is, if you're not trying to get any gun pow-pow control, then you are responsible for the schools pow-powing. Anything that's going on that has happened with the pow-powing at the schools, Donald Trump is responsible. The Republican Party are responsible. What happened here in Winder, Georgia, they are responsible. They would not have any control over pow-pows. People can, right here in Georgia, you can go get a pow-pow and don't have to have a permit. That's not safe. Secured funding for affordable housing. Secured funding for affordable education. Lounge of Justice is Coming Home campaign for veterans' mental health. Proposed legislation for easier legal action against financial institutions. And even when she was an attorney, prosecutor, and with housing, she won over that for the people because people was taking advantage of people. They won millions of dollars even when she was just a prosecutor. She's all about the people. The financial institutions were getting over on people. Strengthened the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. Secured investment in early childhood education. Launched maternal health initiatives. Maternal health is very important right now because they want to take away women's reproductive rights. That's a big thing with Project 2025. We cannot allow that. You got to vote blue. If you're concerned about being a woman and your reproductive rights, your daughter, your grandbaby, your nieces, you must vote blue. So that is what's going on. I just read you a couple of things that she has done. Again, if you like to purchase my magazine, Queen. I'm sorry, y'all. I hate when they do. They know I'm on live. If you'd like to purchase my magazine with Queen Kamala Harris on the cover, go to my community page, scroll down, and you will see that. You will see my magazine, Queen Magazine. This is the fall issue. Let me read some of y'all comments. Tia says, the number of those who specifically held positions in Trump's campaign or presidential transition team. They are over P 2025. Hillbilly says, can't allow communists. She is not a communist. I'd rather have a communist than a Nazi. Jack D says, OMG. Elon, somebody claims to be Elon Musk. And it's the same guy. I guess Elon Musk is actually the AI Music Galaxy guy that comes in here with want to start mess all the time. Again, hit that like button, you all. And if you would like to donate to my channel, you can send super chats, super sticker, and you can also join my membership. So I'm gonna go over something else just a moment, okay? Give me just a moment. Just a moment, okay? Well, we're gonna finish this video because what this guy's saying is important.
Lashes and brows. All of this is possible with Nutrafol. Nutrafol is the #1
Hold on.
dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement.
I'm gonna speed it up because we don't need to hold on. Because he make a lot of valuable points.
100% union made in the USA, like our Mind Your Own Damn Business Harris Walls t-shirt, like these Kamala and these We're Not Going Back wristbands, which you could share with friends, like these We Are Not Going Back t-shirts, and so much more.
They got to pay they got to make their money.
So secret plan to eliminate overtime pay. The generous gift to corporations, an insult to the American worker. Many working families, especially in my state of Michigan, but in many others across the heartland of America and the rest of the country, rely on overtime to make ends meet and to save for their future. In fact,
why are you not investing?
Another commercial. Lord, these commercials are something, ain't it? They making their money, so I better not hate. Congratulate. Let them make their money.
In fact, we know that many workers take on jobs specifically because employers offer overtime. But under Trump's Project 2025, employers could force workers to work more than 40 hours a week without paying them time and a half. In other words, you work harder and you earn less. Workers deserve better.
Now let's get back to the comments. Focus through and evolve writes, currently live in Florida in a neighborhood that had numerous Trump flags in 2020. I've only seen 2 for blocks this year. I'm telling you, this year feels different. This is a story that we have now heard a lot over the past few days and weeks. Darren writes, I live in Florida and I can't wait to vote for Harrison Walls. F Trump. The Global Information Man writes, voting for Harris Walls in Southwest Florida, ground zero Republican bastion. Dark Priestess writes, my mother lives in Florida and she is voting blue up and down the ballot. Let's do it, Florida. Jason Avery writes, as a North Florida resident, Trump is going to lose Florida. We are flipping back to blue like we did for Obama. Your words to God's ears, Jason Avery, but we cannot do it without this community right here. We cannot do it without people like these commenters being unafraid to speak out and let their voices be heard. So here's what I need you to do. Remember to subscribe to this video. We are on our way to 3.5 million subscribers here at the Midas Touch Network. Remember to share these videos and share these messages. Make sure you are registered to vote and make sure your family and friends are registered to vote. You could do that at vote.org. This is all so incredibly important. All right. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in a bit with some more.
He's right. Make sure you register to vote. That's important. This is the most important election ever, y'all. That is a true statement. This is the most important election ever. And why do I feel that way? Because I don't want my rights taken from me. And if you're okay with your rights taken from you, because I have a girlfriend of mine, she's voting for Trump. That is her right. But I don't want my rights taken from me. And I don't want a dictator for my president. I don't want that. I'm for VP Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. That's who I'm for. That is exactly who I'm voting for. Hold on. I'm looking for a specific video to show y'all. Hold on. Okay. One moment, okay? Thank you for bearing with me. Thank you for staying with me tonight. Voice your opinion about what you think about this election. Let me know. Don't just be in my comments bashing VP Kamala Harris and stating that she hasn't done anything. That is false. It's not true. Only put facts in my chat. Thank you.
Did you know that there's a specific 2,000-year-old Korean food
Hold
that
on.
you can eat to help get rid of your heartburn naturally? And
One
did you know
moment.
that acid reflux and heartburn affect
Aspirations of our people seizes the opportunities before us because we see them, because we believe in them, and then invents the future. That is what we have always done. And that is what we must now do. And I know we will. I thank you all for inviting me. May God bless you. May God bless the United States of America.
That was Vice President Kamala Harris about 24 hours ago in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, in a speech laying out her economic vision for America. The Vice President has made at least 8 visits to the must-win battleground since launching her campaign. Polling averages show Harris leading by less than 1%. Let's bring into our conversation Pennsylvania's Governor Josh Shapiro. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Good to be with you.
Good to be with you. It strikes me that we got to know you, our audience got to know you when you were Pennsylvania.
As you all know, I hope you know, Josh Shapiro was one of the people that she was considering to be her running mate as her VP, but she chose the great Tim Walz, and I think Tim Walz is an excellent choice. So we're going to hear what Shapiro has to say, okay?
Attorney General, and when the ex-president was challenging his rather sizable defeat in the Commonwealth. Just tell me with an eye toward his antics last time and what you describe in a podcast as essentially a tie in Pennsylvania. How is the state preparing for what we know Trump will try to do again? Claim he won if he lost and potentially cheat.
Yeah. Well, as you recall, last time Donald Trump did everything he could to first try and make it harder for certain people to vote. And then after the votes were counted, he tried to make it so certain votes weren't tabulated and weren't ultimately reflected in the will of the people. Here's the good news. We had a free and fair, safe and secure election. The will of the people was protected and respected. And Donald Trump took us to court 43 times. He went 0-43. And I went 43-0 as the Commonwealth's Attorney General, and we protected Pennsylvanians. We knew that he would try his same old tactics again. And in fact, we've already begun to see some litigation to try and make it harder for certain people's votes to count. About 9 months ago, I put together an election protection task force here in the Commonwealth, made up of lawyers, made up of election clerks, made up of law enforcement at the local, state, and federal level, and chaired by our Secretary of the Commonwealth, Al Schmidt. I should point out, Al is a Republican. I'm a Democrat, because we believe the administration of elections should be really nonpartisan or bipartisan exercises. And we are already and have been working. We've been doing tabletop exercises. We are ready to go for whatever Donald Trump throws our way. And most importantly, to protect the will of the people again here in Pennsylvania. And I'm confident.
Please hit the like button. Thank you. Hit that like button.
In your tabletops, and I was part of a lot of those when I worked in government after 9/11. I mean, it's your job to imagine the stickiest scenarios and then solve for them. Do you take Trump at his word, and do you watch the actions of his ally, the Speaker of the House, when they sort of dangle their coded language? Well, we'll only certify if it's totally free and fair. I mean, they count mail-in voting, which is legal, including in Pennsylvania, as something sort of on the bubble for them. Are you looking at everything they're saying in terms of solving for all scenarios?
As you all know, Donald Trump was trying to stop mail-in voting. I think that's so wrong.
Pennsylvania was made legal with more votes from Republican lawmakers than Democratic lawmakers in the end. I mean, this should be non-controversial. We want to promote democracy, and the way you do that is by encouraging legal eligible voters to participate in the process. But since Donald Trump said he doesn't like it, then Republicans have lined up. Look, when it comes to our preparations, our tabletop exercises, we are thinking about everything from the stuff that Donald Trump and his allies say to mis and disinformation that might make its way out on the media. And I'm not suggesting MSNBC by any stretch, but something that has a national reach and then kind of infiltrates our politics and people's opinions. We're thinking about litigation and how that can be used as a tool to disenfranchise people. We're thinking about whether or not people are violent in our communities as a way to try and stoke fear or make it harder for people to access the ballot box. We're thinking about all of those things. And I want the good people of Pennsylvania to know we are prepared. And Republican and Democratic clerks alike in our 67 counties are prepared to do their jobs honorably, as they did last time, to make sure that we again have a free and fair, safe and secure election, and that the will of the people is respected.
The Commonwealth is in the
I like Shapiro because even though he was not picked as VP Kamala Harris running mate, he still supports her and he wants her to win. He has his people in Pennsylvania backing her. And it was stated that she may not get Pennsylvania. So I guess she is now. I guess she's in the lead in Pennsylvania because it says she's 1 point ahead of him. So that is good, because when I checked earlier, it was saying that she may not get Pennsylvania. They were saying if she doesn't get Pennsylvania and Arizona, and I think North Carolina, she will more than likely get the swing states. But now Shapiro is saying that she definitely has Pennsylvania because she's 1 point ahead of him. So let's pray that she gets further ahead of him, grow more, and he start losing. Our girl, VP Kamala Harris, she has to win. I am all about Tim Walz and VP Kamala Harris. They are the winning team. If you want to be on the slow bus, that's on you. Get on the winning team. It is what it is. We have a woman that's running for president, and she's going to win. It has already been written, whether you like it or not. And I feel like, in my spirit, I feel even though Donald Trump is trying to throw roadblocks in the way, he has people at the voting box claiming they're going to take your vote in, just put it in this bag, don't put it in the drop box. Don't do that. Don't listen to them. It's imperative to make sure your vote count. I'm making sure mine count, and I want you to make sure yours count, no matter who your candidate is, VP Kamala Harris or Donald Trump. My candidate is VP Kamala Harris. That's who I'm voting for. I appreciate each and every last one of y'all for coming in my chat tonight. And I thank everyone that has been supporting me since I started this journey a month ago, covering this election. This is the most important election ever. This is the biggest election ever. We have a Black and Indian woman running for president. That is major. She's in the lead right now. Beautiful. Just beautiful. It makes me happy. I want to thank everyone again for supporting me. I have now gotten monetized. I'm excited about that. Please hit that like button before you go out. Thank you, God, I got monetized, because I was worried about that. I was like, okay, I got to get my watch hours in. I was just really worried about that. But I pray that y'all stick with me. And it's okay that you're not for VP Kamala Harris. Just be nice in the chat. No, be kind. It's important to be kind. I'm going to read a little bit of your comments, then we're going to get out of here, okay? Devious Chris said, your ancestors rode horses and didn't own cell phones. What is your point? Okay, he's talking to King Ignat. That's the name that's in there. So Devious Chris says Mike Robinson is helping her get North Carolina. No, he's not. Mike Robinson is a Republican. He is tight for Donald Trump. They like this. Donald Trump said he's the next Martin Luther King, which is not true. Long way from being a Martin Luther King. Mike Robinson is a strong Republican. Well, he's not doing strong right now. Right now, they backing away from him. The Republicans are backing away from him from the comments he has made in his past. King Ickney said, our ancestors had voted in person for 2.5 centuries. Your ancestors, but not everybody's ancestors had the opportunity. My ancestors, African Americans, they had to fight to vote. B says Trump. Okay, that's your candidate. That's fine. Teal said, King, I already answered that question. Scroll up. Vera said, Queen, I already read to you her accomplishments and call still not satisfied. Yes, I have already read them her accomplishments several times, but they'll come in my chat and start their mess. They just can't be happy. Like the Kamala Harris camp. We're happy, joyful people. Her rallies are full of joy, love, and happiness. And Donald Trump's rallies are everybody walk around miserable. They eating the cats. They eating the dogs. Come on, get some joy in y'all life. Kamala Harris and Tim Walz are full of joy. I'm full of joy. I'm rocking my beautiful crown tonight in celebration that I have gotten monetized. Yay! I'm excited about that. But I may come back and go live a little later. I need to eat something. I probably will go live a little later, okay? So I will see y'all then. I love you all you beautiful kings and queens. Thank you for coming to my channel tonight. Thank you. I'm going to probably go live again. I love you all. Bye.